Okay guys, this video will be about assemblies, how to assemble different parts in one SolidWorks file. This works to make sure that the measures that you used are correct when you're using different parts. So let me show you. I have here a happy button. I have here something that I call edge. It's gonna be a box, and in the middle we'll have that happy button. So the base of the box, which is something like this. Now, in order to assemble, I recommend you to have everything open. That means all parts that you're using, you keep them here open. Then you click on new, you select assembly, and you're gonna see this screen now. As you see here, you have all three parts that are open, so SolidWorks doesn't have to go and check where are the parts, since they are open already. The first one that you're going to select is the one that will not move. So it's like the base on every single thing you do. Since ours is a box, I'm gonna click here, and automatically I'm gonna have the base here, so I will click again. Now, this component will not move. When I click and drag, it doesn't move. That's the way it should work. In order to create a mate, I need to insert another component. So I'm gonna start with the edges. One more time, I click one time, and automatically this edge will be inserted. Now, how does it work? As you can see, this one doesn't move. Supposedly it's attached to the floor. That's why you see this really small shadow here, but you see this big shadow here. So it's like a reference. This thing can move everywhere. And as you can see, it doesn't recognize that it is solid, so it can go through the other component. What's the idea? Using the mates, we're going to change that. So you have to think. In this case, I'm going to select the tool mate, and the one that I'm going to teach you right now is about coincident. So you select coincident, and you say you have to indicate the program what is going to be coincident. So I'm going to make this surface coincident with this surface. As you can see, automatically SolidWorks will try to attach both surfaces. So what's the thing? It's still happening the same, but if we take a look to this view, when I move it, it doesn't matter how, those two surfaces that I selected are touching each other all the time, which is this one and this one. No matter what, they will be in touch. So now, let's take a look here. Sorry. Let's take a look here. So I have my box like this, and I am missing more mates to make sure that it's not going to move through the object. Since it's are two parts, and this part will not move like in real life. Whenever we create the box, it's not gonna move. One more time, I'm gonna select coincident, and I'm gonna make coincident this surface and this surface. So when I click on the tick, automatically we apply that. Now it cannot move up and down. You see, it only moves like in horizontal. Again, it is going through the material, so it's not okay. We're missing one more mate. In this case, the mate will be between this surface and this other surface. When I click on the tick and I go and check my parts, now it doesn't move at all, as it should be like in real life. So now, in order to repeat the process, because the box requires two edges, I'm gonna go again to insert components. I'm gonna insert an edge. And the thing is that we have to rotate this edge, because the way we created it is like this. So we have to rotate it. How we do that? I select the component, then I go to move component, and instead of moving the component, I want to rotate the component. So what I'm going to do is click and drag. It should be something like this. Clicking and dragging. When I finish, I will click on the tick automatically. I'm gonna take a look to the whole parts, to all the parts. And it's something like this. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It's just to give the program like an idea of what I want. Now again, I have the component, I'm gonna go to mates, and I'm gonna start mating everything. So I'm gonna say, okay, it should be coincident between this surface and this surface. Perfect. Now it is aligned. Well, those two surfaces are aligned. So then I'm gonna say, okay, coincident between this surface and this surface, and again I'm just missing this one, so it will be coincident between, one second, between this surface and this other surface. So right now I have a box, basically. What's the idea? This box is made out of 3 different parts, so if you're going to print that, now you're sure that all parts will combine and it would look as you want, basically. So I'm missing to add the button, and in order to add the button I'm gonna click on the tick to go out of this menu, insert components, and I'm gonna insert the one that is called happy button. So this happy button should be here inside. The thing is, if I only use mate, I will have to use a coincident mate, but that coincident mate should be between this surface and this other surface. But with circular surfaces, yes, with circular surfaces, it's not possible to attach them by using coincident. Let me show you. So if I select coincident and I select this circular surface and I try to select this other circular surface, it says selected entity is not valid for current mate type. So what does it mean? You cannot use that type of mate. So I'm gonna go out, I will say again mate, and the one that you have to use whenever we're talking about circles is concentric. That means both of the centers of the circles will be aligned. So the only thing you have to do is select 2 circles that you need to align, which will be this circle and this circle. And automatically, as you can see here, the happy button is in the middle. But there is one interesting here. There is one interesting thing here, is that I can rotate this, because I never told the program that it is not possible to rotate the button. So this is what I want. In this case, I have explained in the video how to create the mates and how to specify the types of mates. So remember, if you're aligning to flat surfaces, you have to use coincident mates, and if you need to use or align to different circles by its center, you need to use concentric.